want to tell you about a chain of mercy that deeply affected my family. It began in 1845. An elegant and gifted young Englishwoman decided to turn away from what she described as an idle and meaningless upper-class lifestyle to commit herself to alleviating the sufferings of the poor. To her parents' horror, their well-educated daughter chose the lowliest profession, nursing. At the time, the average nurse had the reputation of being a slut, illiterate, lazy, dirty, immoral and fond of drink. But Florence Nightingale was driven by the conviction that she had a call from God and could change all that. A visit to the Kaiserwerth Hospital in Dusseldorf, where deaconesses were trained in medicine, convinced her that hygienic hospitals run on high standards of Christian kindness could transform nursing into an honourable profession. At the height of the bloody Crimean War in 1854, Queen Victoria chose 30-year-old Florence to tackle the appalling conditions in the military hospital at Scutari in Turkey. It was filthy, with open sewers overrun by rats so that the wounded died like flies from cholera. Medical supplies were few, there was no lighting, kitchens or running water. On top of that, the military authorities bitterly resented the young nurse's appointment to the leadership role. The transformation she engineered against enormous odds became legendary. Over the next 50 years, she set about shaping the modern nursing profession worldwide. In 1868, 6 nurses trained in the Nightingale Code of Cleanliness, Sanitation, Fresh Air, Adequate Food and Nurturing of the Spirit arrived in Sydney. They found the infirmary in a similar condition to the Scutari Hospital in Turkey. Led by Lucy Osborne, a woman of determination and Christian faith, they set about the clean-up. Working under intolerable conditions, they were resisted by hospital hierarchy and pilloried by the Protestant press. In a 20-year stay, Lucy successfully established the nursing profession in Australia. The devastation brought about by World War I drove many immigrants to Australia seeking a new start. Among them were my Scots ancestors, 4 Carey sisters from Glasgow, women of practical faith. 2 of them trained as midwives at Crown Street Hospital for Women, and over a 30-year period, Eliza and Janet Carey provided a safe and kindly home for new mothers in suburban Sydney. Their prayerful care transformed the lives of many women, and mine. I remember the quiet faith and fragrant spirit that filled their home when I visited as a boy. They inspired my mother, Jeannie Baird, to take up the profession. One of my favourite photographs shows her in a starched uniform standing straight beside a perfectly made bed in a spotless ward at Sydney Hospital with the matron planted squarely in the centre of the room. The spirit of Florence Nightingale and Lucy Osborne shouted from the highly polished floorboards. That stern training equipped my mother for a lifetime of service, and her strong faith prepared her to provide tender palliative care for a number of dying friends. That chain of mercy, begun by Florence Nightingale and woven by faithful women into my family for nearly a century, profoundly shaped my life. If you want to find out more stories like this, go to theoutbackhistorian.com.au. I'm Paul Rowe, the Outback Historian. I'll catch you down the track.